Hey guys, it's Geek with me. We're going to talk some DC news. This is going to be a weekly thing. We're going to talk comics, we're going to talk TV shows, and we are going to talk the cinematic universe. Make sure you guys leave your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe, follow. So let's go. Alright, so DC exec Jeff Johns came out earlier this week talking about the Watchmen and DC Rebirth crossover coming out at the end of November. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. They've already laid a foundation with Dr. Manhattan, so I'm excited to see where the storyline goes. It's going to be a 12 issue run. If you go back to the DC Rebirth comic, the one shot that came out, they hinted at Dr. Manhattan. And over the last year or so, they've kind of put little Easter eggs, little hints that he's around and he's the one messing with the timeline. You see it in the button crossover between Batman and the Flash. So it's there. We know it. And obviously Jeff Johns is this is important to him, and he wants to make sure that it's done right. He's come out. There is a trailer. There's been 2 of them, I believe, released so far. I'll leave links in the description below so you guys can check it out. But yeah, in Teen Titans, you see Wally West talking with Superman about it as well. Overall, they've kind of hinted at it really, really well. And this crossover, it's either going to make or break. I honestly think with Jeff at the helm of it, we're in store for a really, really good storyline. He's talked about how he and the other creators and the writers wanted to do it right. Didn't just want to throw them in. The Watchmen are so iconic, so he made sure that the way they're going to go about it is done in a really, really well way. So I'm excited for it. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so we've talked about the comics. That's probably one of the biggest stories that we've gotten. Let's talk about the Arrowverse and some of the DC shows. First and foremost, they've released some information about how Barry Allen is going to be similar to his comic book style, which is exciting. I love him in it. I do read his the current Rebirth Flash. So if it's anywhere close to that, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. He's much more of a mentor with Kid Flash in that, and a little more humorous. And it sounds like they're going to kind of go more the route of season 1. But Barry Allen's going to have the confidence that he lacked, and I'm excited to see what the Speed Force has done for him, how it's improved him, made him faster. I'm excited to see the information about the Thinker that's been released. He's not necessarily out to kill Barry. He just wants Barry's mind and how fast he can process things, and he wants to take advantage of that and hack into the Speed Force. So that's the Flash. I'm excited to see where it goes this season. Moving on to Arrow, they've kind of talked about how the ending of season 5 and moving into season 6. This is kind of a soft relaunch for the Arrow. Some information that has come out is the Black Canary and Green Arrow relationship. I'm excited to see where that goes. In the comics, it's very well done. So I'm excited to see where they take that. Hopefully they move past the Olicity thing. I never really liked it. It never really meshed in my mind. So I'm hoping that the chemistry that I've seen with Black Canary and the Green Arrow can continue on and move into a relationship, stay at its roots of the comics. But the season as a whole it seems like it's shaping up to be really good. You've got a couple Deathstroke crossover, or not crossover, mini series, 2-episode. That'll be exciting to see. Obviously, we know he's going to be in episode 1. So I think Arrow is shaping up as well as the Flash to be pretty good this season, and hopefully they take the momentum from last year and move it into season 6 and beyond. DC Legends of Tomorrow, I'm excited for that. The way that season 2 ended with the huge time ripple from them going back in time and seeing themselves and re-interacting with themselves kind of has sent the loop of what's happening. I did a trailer breakdown. Make sure you guys check that out and let me know what you think of my thoughts on that. So I'm not going to dive too much into it, but the show is intriguing. Curious to see how they use Damien Dark again this year and what they're going to do uh, with the Legion of Doom and process all of that and some of the new characters that are coming on. And uh, overall, I'm excited for the season. Let's see here. We got Supergirl. I don't know too much about it. I'll be honest, I haven't really watched much of it. It never was much of a draw to me. So hopefully this year, as I kind of dive into the Arrowverse, I can maybe get into Supergirl. Maybe I'll go back and watch season 1 and season 2, and then start season 3 this year. Later, if depending on how it goes. That crossover with her, obviously I'm gonna need to know something. So yeah, that's about all I got for Supergirl. But overall, the Arrowverse, I'm excited for. Obviously in January, I want to say you've got Black Lightning coming out. So hopefully there's some sort of tie to him in the Arrowverse, because it just doesn't make sense for it to be on the CW and not be tied in somehow, way, shape, or form, being that it is DC. So maybe he exists on a different Earth, or something that's depending on how they play it out. Green Arrow learns about him, so I'm excited to see where that goes. That's a show that I'm hoping that turns out really good. All right, let's talk the DC Cinematic Universe. One of the exciting things going on. We've got Justice League premieres November 17th. I'm excited for it. We're a little over a month away, so marketing campaign for it has started. For those that don't know anything about it somehow, DC and Warner Brothers are gonna go as they say, all in for it. Yes, pun intended. They just released 5 new one shots with the Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Each of them in kind of a pose. So I'm excited to see them in the movie. New York Comic Con is going on as we speak. So they're going to be releasing Justice League trailer number 3 there on Sunday. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the internet somewhere to check that out. I'm excited for that trailer. It can go one of two ways. Hopefully they don't do too much spoiler with it, like they did with Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, where they released and showed Doomsday. So I'm hoping they keep a lot of that nice and tight and close to the heart. I want those oh my gosh moments in the theater when they show Superman and they show how they fight Steppenwolf and that type of stuff. I think that needs to be left there. Use the trailers to hype up the movie itself. I know there've been some theories about who number 7 could be in the movie. I kind of have my thoughts and what I think is going to happen. One of the theories that's going around is that it's going to be Green Lantern. While I like the idea, he is a founding member of the Justice League. There's another theory that I think is going to take some momentum if you really kind of take a look at it and really think about it. You've got that Bruce Wayne looking at the hologram of what's supposed to be Superman. But some have kind of paused it, and I've done the same, and I've looked at it, and Superman's outfit isn't quite what it is in Man of Steel, isn't quite what it is in Batman vs. Superman. Kind of look, the boots especially, look different. Leaving the theory open to that maybe it's Supergirl, which could be exciting, which could also explain the end where Alfred emphasizes the word hope. That S is going to be on Supergirl as well as Superman. So as we know, the S stands for hope. So maybe Bruce knows about Supergirl, and he's found a way to get in touch with her. Obviously, in Man of Steel, we see a pod that's open while he's in his chamber, and that leads you to believe that Supergirl is on the Earth and in the universe. So that could be a fun little twist that goes into the movie, is that it's not Superman, it's Supergirl. So Steppenwolf is not only taking on one, but taking on 2 Kryptonians. Now to talk about what I am hoping for, I'm hoping for that maybe that it's Hawkgirl. I think she could bring a lot to it, bring some diversity between Wonder Woman and the rest of the league. Add another female. Um, you introduce the nth element. That could be exciting. That's a storyline that they could then dive into later. Then you could bring Hawkeye and Doctor Fate and all and that whole story arc could be a fun one to see on the big screen. I remember watching that arc on the animated series. So they could go a couple different ways depending on who they show as the 7th member, and even if they don't directly say who it is, maybe they hint at who it could be, which is even more exciting. Also, that came out was the continuity or the overall of what the DC, quote-unquote, DCEU is. I know it's not technically the name. That's not what DC calls it. They just call it their cinematic universe. But what's exciting is that it's not going to be similar to Marvel where they're going to have the cameos. They're all going to be connected in some way, shape, or form, similar to how Wonder Woman did it. At the beginning of the movie, you see Wayne's armored vehicle delivering a package to Diana. So they could do that with the other movies. It shows them in the same universe. But they don't have to be completely interconnected toward a bigger story. So I think that's important. I like the idea that what DC is doing with it, kind of a standalone films, but still tied in some way, shape, or form. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think they should take the more Marvel approach and just kind of jam it down our throats that it is one giant universe? I personally don't think that they should do that. They should kind of do their own thing, which also then leaves them open to some of the other stuff that they're trying to do, like the Joker origin movie and some of those standalones. They don't have to be tied in, and we can all still, as fans, enjoy them. More on the Justice League. Ben Affleck came out talking about how this is the biggest movie he's done. As we know, he was in Pearl Harbor. There was a lot of special effects in that, and producing that to be as outstanding as what it was. He talked about how this is bigger than what Pearl Harbor or anything else he's done. So I'm excited to see the CGI and the overall artwork and everything within the movie. That could be could be fun if it's done right. If they do good transitions and it's not as noticeable. CGI has come very far. When I think bad CGI, I think something like Matrix Reloaded or Matrix Revolution, where you could clearly see the difference between the real actors and their CGI moments. So as long as they kind of stay away from that, I think we are in store for a phenomenal movie. Alright, so that's just some of the news topics this week from DC. If I missed any big ones, make sure you let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, make sure you guys check back here. We're going to do this every week. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, leave your thoughts. I'll try my best to respond. Again, have a good day, guys. And I'll catch you guys next time with a DC news recap of the week.